There is a subtle weight many of us carry, a quiet, almost invisible burden that follows us through life. It begins in the earliest rooms we remember, in the spaces where love and approval should have been unconditional. Somewhere along the way we learned that affection came with strings attached, that love had conditions, and that our worth was measured by how well we met the expectations of those who raised us. And so, unconsciously, we became people pleasers. Not because we wanted to be, but because survival demanded it, because the child in us discovered early that compliance was safety, agreement was protection, and silence was peace. Psychologically, people-pleasing is the echo of childhood lessons. When a child realizes that a word, a glance, a smile, or a nod determines whether they are enough, they begin to shape themselves around others' needs, fears, and moods. They learn to read the room before they even know how to read themselves. Their own desires become secondary, their own boundaries invisible, their own voice faint, often lost beneath the urgent calls of others. It is not weakness, it is adaptation. The child learned to survive by predicting the emotional currents of those around them, by keeping storms at bay, by becoming invisible in order to be accepted. But adaptation has a cost. It leaves a residue of doubt, a persistent question that whispers through adulthood. Am I enough for myself, or only for them? People-pleasers move through the world with a quiet tension. They seek harmony externally, yet carry dissonance internally. Every smile given, every agreement made, every expectation met carries a subtle price, a fragment of their authentic self. The paradox is cruel. The more they seek acceptance, the more their identity erodes, until they wonder whether the person staring back from the mirror is truly them, or simply a reflection of what others needed them to be. And yet, even in this quiet enslavement to approval, there is resilience. There is a deep, often hidden awareness that emerges when they pause long enough to notice it. They see the pattern, understand the conditioning, and slowly begin to reclaim what was borrowed from them. This reclamation is not loud. It is subtle, introspective, and painfully intimate. It begins with noticing the compulsions, naming the triggers, and feeling the discomfort of saying no without guilt for the first time in decades. The people-pleaser is a master of emotional attunement. They can sense moods, predict reactions, and navigate social landscapes with ease. And yet, this skill is both gift and burden. It allows them to connect deeply, but often at the expense of their own needs. Every act of kindness carries an unspoken ledger. How will this be received? Will it bring approval or disappointment? Their empathy is acute, their generosity profound, but it is frequently self-sacrificial, a quiet debt that they owe to invisible rules laid down in childhood. There is also a shadow in people-pleasing, resentment, a subtle, simmering anger that arises when the child within finally recognizes what they have given away, their time, their energy, their truth. This anger is rarely explosive. It is the silent ache of realization, and yet it is also the seed of liberation. Because once they see the conditioning clearly, they can begin to disentangle themselves from it. They can choose authenticity over approval, presence over performance, and truth over comfort. Breaking free from the legacy of people-pleasing is a slow and deliberate art. It begins with self-observation, with noticing the impulse to acquiesce, the desire to be liked, the fear of rejection. It continues with the courage to say no, to set boundaries, and to honor one's own desires, even when they unsettle others. It requires patience, because the habits of a lifetime are not undone in a moment, and it demands compassion. For the child who learned to survive in a world where love was conditional, and for the adult who still carries those lessons in every interaction. To those who recognize themselves in this pattern, you are not broken. You are adapted. You are survivors, carrying the quiet strength of a child who learned to navigate the complexities of human emotion before they were ready. And now, as adults, you have the opportunity to reclaim your voice, to honor your boundaries, and to let the world see the person you truly are, without apology, without justification, and without fear. Your parents may have made you a people pleaser, but only you can teach yourself how to please yourself first. Only you can begin to live for the approval that truly matters, your own. If this reflection resonated, if it stirred something deep inside, subscribe and join us as we continue exploring the hidden layers of human nature, solitude, and the quiet strength that comes from embracing authenticity.